Welcome to the second part of the free lead funnel course, right? So I hope that you've already watched the part one, wherein we discussed with you that how can you create this stunning lead generation funnel absolutely from scratch. Not only I created this entire funnel from this landing page from scratch, I also told you the UX UI principle that you should be keeping in mind, the psychologies, the customer psychology, the in-depth details about copywriting, the structure that we are following, and the reason why you should be doing it too, so that you can create more beautiful converting landing pages for your business and then ultimately grow your business by multiple folds, right? So in this part, which is the second part, I'm going to show you how to create a form specifically for lead generation, so that when you click on these buttons, or anybody that visits your websites or landing pages, when they click on these buttons, you have a pop-up and then you get a lead gen form on that. When you fill up that form, you go to another page called as the thank you page, wherein you showcase the product, ultimate product, and you won't be delivering that product in there because you're going to deliver that product into the email which they have submitted, right? And because of that, I also need to show you how to create an entire workflow automations to deliver the product which you are giving away as a lead magnet. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? I hope you're liking my videos because the first video was amazing, the reactions were amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and make this video just for you so that you can learn and implement it in your business, right? So first things first, let's go into the lead generation funnel that we created last time, and let me show it to you how that looked. So this is what we created last time, right? I also had this button set up everywhere, right? As you can see here, from time to time you got this multiple buttons. At the same time, there are some unique buttons too which are on the mobile front as well. Everything is 100% mobile optimized, so it looks freaking beautiful, of course, right? Now what we want to do is we want to use the pop-up option in order to trigger a pop-up whenever somebody clicks on these buttons. So the way to do it is very simple. If you remember in the last video, I told you that this is how you can navigate where you want to make changes on the entire landing page, right? It's not specific to an element, but rather the entire landing page, and that's how you control these entire landing page schematics or designs and everything, right? So what you need to do is you need to create or click on something like this, right? You can see this box kind of thing, right? And it says pop-up settings. That's how you can create it, because when you click on this, it's going to create a pop-up for you, right? Let me just show it to you again. All right, so here you go. So let me just do it again for you. When you click on this, it creates a pop-up. So this is a pop-up element that comes up by default the moment you have a button linked to it, because the button will have a pop-up trigger to it, right? I'm going to show you in that as well. So this is where you need to add a column, right? And in this column you need to add a form, right? And then when you add a form, it will give you an option. Here you can select the form or whatever is available, or you can go ahead and click and create a new one, right? But before that, let me just show it to you how can you create triggers so that whenever you click on the button, right, it gives you a pop-up, right? The answer is very simple. When you click on this button, right, you go to this settings section, right, where you say is general, themes, and advanced. So general is fine. Go down to the bottom, and as you can see here, button actions, which is button triggers, right? And then here you'll have a bunch of different triggers which is being available by GoHighLevel, and you can choose any one of these in order to proceed forward and then make a change based on what change you want to happen. In this case, I want to click on, I want whenever somebody clicks on that button, they should go ahead and open a pop-up. We can also use things like URL, hide element, show element, scroll to a certain element, which is again very useful. You can help them, go to and navigate to a particular step inside your complete funnel, right? Or you can also just, make it by default, go to the next step, and the next step should be where you want them to go. One click upsell and downsell, something super important that I'm also going to come up with a new entire course altogether, which is basically going to be for sales funnels. Then you can click on the call, SMS, email addresses, membership, and whatnot. There's a ton of things that you could actually do, but we are going to make sure that everything is linked to open a pop-up, because that's what the pop-up is going to come out, right? So I think all the buttons are by default set up as open pop-up. So yes, that should not be a problem. So that's what we are going to do, right? Let's go ahead and create the form that we are wanting to do it, right? So for that, you have to go to your GoHighLevel account, right? So this is a GoHighLevel sub account, and if you have not created a sub account, then make sure you do. If you're new to GoHighLevel, then click on the link below, which is an affiliate link, and if you sign up through it, you not only support the channel, but you also get a lot of funnels for absolutely free, which you can use for your own business, right? So make sure you do that, and once you sign up officially with GoHighLevel, you can contact me and you'll get all the details, right? So that's about it, right? Let's proceed forward and create forms. So to create forms, you need to go to sites, which as you can see here on the left hand side. Cool. So when you click on sites, right, you will be redirected to a complete section altogether, which is dedicated to sites. And as you can see in the top navigation bar, here's where we used to create the funnels. Here's where we used to create the websites. But now, as you can see here, there's something called as forms, right? You need to click on the form builder, and that's going to present to you all the available forms at the moment. At the same time, it's also going to give you an option to create additional forms, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click on, I just want to take myself to the left here, there. So yeah, I'm going to click on add forms, right? And then I'm going to click on start from scratch, because obviously we build everything from scratch, everything customized as per client requirements. So yeah, that's what we are going to do. So this is going to give me the editor to create forms, right? So as you can see here, and if you have not gone through my form video already, I already highly suggest you to go through and explore about the forms in depth in there. But for your convenience, I'm also going to give you a quick walkthrough here and create the form for you. Okay. So here, as you can see, this is this plus icon is about add a form element. This gives you a lot of default element in nature, right? So you get a lot of details by default, right? Which is nice. So you can just pick, drag and drop and just grab it and keep it, right? At the same time, you also have something called as custom fields. So basically a custom field is a custom requirement, right, that you create in order to add it to your forms or surveys. Okay. So if you create something which is not there, if you want to add something which is not there in the quick add session, you can just create a custom field. Super easy. If you've not watched the video of me creating a custom field, at the same time using conditional logic, for example, as you can see here, this is a conditional logic, right? You can redirect to a URL, display a custom message. You can basically disqualify a lead, show or hide field items. Freaking amazing. GoHighLevel is doing a fantastic job in there. So I've already created a tutorial video on YouTube, and you can watch that. And I think I've also given you some CSS tricks in there as well. So yeah, just go ahead and watch that video. This is about showing notification when somebody fills out the form. There's a notification in there, but you can't really do a lot of complexity, or I will say customization in this case. So I'm going to create an entire automation workflow and show it to you how to do it for yourself. Okay, so we are not going to really click on that. And this thing here is called the form name, right? Which is here is called as form 7. Here you can preview the form, how exactly the form looks when previewed. So this is how it looks, right? Here you can integrate it. So basically you can add as a sticky sidebar, right? Or a side in a pop-up, inline, and you can also customize this a lot on the right hand side. You also use this copy embed code, and then you can add it to an HTML element to your funnel and website outside of GoHighLevel. Or you can also use this as a link, so when somebody clicks on or takes that link, they have this pop-up button. So yeah, there's a lot of customization options which GoHighLevel did. Proud of them. So let's proceed forward and do our own thing. So this is going to be a lead gen part 2 funnel, because part 1 was the earlier video. Now here, what do I want? What do I want from people, right? So you have to think about what are the details that I want in order for them to qualify to get that free lead, which is the free ebook, right? Now let me give you some examples from my learnings of me working with a lot of agencies at the same time, me working as an ads manager. Earlier, a few years earlier, I used to work as an ads manager, and we've seen conversions, we've seen things change, things improve, and how customer or visitors react based on their psychology. So you always need to put yourself into the customer's shoes and try to understand what is going to work, what's not going to work, right? You cannot be the person who's going to make a judgment. It's your customer or your visitors who's going to decide whether things work or not in your favor, right? First things first, the more questions you have, the lesser is going to be the opt-in rate. Let me get this straight fact, right? the more opt-in details you want from people. Let's say you want the name, you want last name, you want email, you want phone number, you want address, you want pin code, you want how much they make, X, Y, and Z. The more question is like going forward and filling up an application form, right? Nobody likes to fill up an application form because it's tiresome. It gets them to reveal their own personalized information, and they don't really like it. And definitely not through somebody on a landing page, right? Even if it looks amazing, it's trustworthy, but even then they don't know you personally, you don't know them personally, right? So in that case, if you really want a lot of details, then be ready to have lower conversions. But at the same time, there's a positive side of this. If you want people to only go through in who are really dedicated, who are really passionate about this, and who have a high intent, which basically means that if they have a very eagerness, right, or they really want your product, impressed by your product, in that case they are going to go to the extra step, the extra mile of hard work and putting in your information, extra information that you demand from them in order for them to qualify. In any of these cases, it's always a good and a bad situation depending on what exactly you're looking for. If you're looking for a lot of leads with low budget cost or per lead cost, in that case you should be asking only a few details. It should be as low as possible, probably a name or an email, or probably just an email, right? Because you're probably not going to do a lot of things with the name, but if you want to do it, it's up to you. But if you're asking the lesser the details, the easier it is for them to fill out and proceed further. But in that case, the quality of these leads aren't going to be amazing because the intent is low. However, when you ask them a bunch of questions like name, email, phone number, address, their revenue, a bunch of other things as well, a bunch of other custom things as well, in that case it's going to be a pain for them to proceed. But only those people will take the pain who are genuinely interested in order to proceed forward and grab your thing. Those are high quality leads, and these people are willing to spend their time, energy, and who knows, in future money as well, so they can be your ideal prospect and clients too. So for example, if you go to PritamBhadra.com, you will be able to see an option, right? When you click on this, you go, instead of I having a pop-up, I actually have a particular calendar page, right? So when you click on this, you go to a calendar page, and in this calendar page you will be able to fill up the details. Okay, so not going into there, you can go ahead and check out PritamBhadra.com. but for this I'm just going to have very limited information, which is going to be the first name. Instead of first name, I'm just going to have something called as a full name, because I don't want them to put their details too many times. That's going to be required. So this is going to be removed. Last name also going to be removed because you have the full name in there. Then I can ask them about their email number, the email, because I want to use email marketing in order to target them. If I also want to use SMS marketing or call them personally, if I have a call center or if I have dedicated callers, in that case I'm also going to add a phone number, right? In this case, as you can see here, whenever you add a phone number, it also gives you this agreement thing. The reason why you give this is because this is going to help you improve your conversion rate. At the same time, this is like a legal agreement where, hey, I'm giving all my consent and details that, hey, they can use this phone number, right? And I've already read the terms and agreement, and that's the reason why I'm going proceeding forward to provide the details. And then you have this button, right? So that's how you do it. Let me see if there's anything else I want them to proceed forward to. Probably not. I'm just going to add this button, and probably I'm going to add a color which is of the same branding, right? So I'm going to click on this color picker eye drop, and then I'm going to select the blue color, and then I'm going to proceed forward and add the background, right, which is going to be this blue. Awesome. So here, instead of saying button, I'm going to say here, right, I'm going to say here, get my instant access. Okay, get your ebook now. Okay, get your ebook now. That's a good headline, right? Probably I'm just going to copy this and make it bold. I think that's pretty good. What else? Do I need to change anything else? I don't think so, but I definitely don't want the shadows and everything because I'm going to use this on a pop-up. so I probably don't need all of this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to these the style and options, and there I'm going to show what I'm going to do. I can also create inline forms like these, right, which again looks good. Probably I'll just keep it like inline. No, I don't want inline, so let's let go. Show label, I want them to show label, right? Screen mode is full time, which is good. Background is white, which is good, right? Padding is 30, which is fine. Let's see what happens if I make it 90. That's again too much, so I think 20 is fine, right? Left is 40 is fine. Let's make it 10, of course. Like, I don't need too much of it. Shadows is something in there, so I don't want shadows, right? Because if you do not have shadows, you can actually blend this white color into your form. That's what you can do. Field here is there. There is a padding of 8 pixels. I want to make it like 13. What basically it does is it actually increases the width or the padding inside this field. You see these boxes? These are fields, okay? So that's how you do it. Now this looks like a bit healthy. I like it. What else? I think this is good. I just want to make sure that the button also has some good padding on top of it, right? Yeah, I think this looks fantastic. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just preview it and show it to you how this is going to look. When you preview it, it also gets saved, right? And once it's saved, it's going to give you a live URL to go ahead and check out. See, this looks beautiful. I like it. Everything is also required because of this asterisk. So yeah, I think we are good to go in there. What else do I need? I don't think I need anything else. I'm just going to save it again, and then I'm going to add it to our form. Okay, cool. I think we have already saved it. Let's go back. You can see here lead gen part 2 funnel, right? So I'm just going to go here and I'm going to just give it a refresh, because I want the system again in the funnel to get refreshed in order for it to detect the form which we've just built. Okay, awesome. Though the system has been now refreshed, now what I want to do is I want to click again to the form with the pop-up, and then I'm going to select the form, right? So you don't have any forms, I'm just going to add that again, and I'm going to say forms, and then I'm going to select the form which I created, which is lead gen part 2, right? And they should now technically show the form. Awesome, it's showing the form. I also want to make sure that the borders are a bit curved in nature, and they have this light blue in nature as well, or probably this as well. No, I think light blue is perfect. Okay, let's keep it light blue. Right, I think we already got what we wanted. I also want to have a I think this is it, right? This is what we want the form to be. Probably I want to have a heading in there, so I'm going to add an element in there. I'm going to have a heading. I'm going to say fill in the details to qualify, something like that, right? Again, let me just check everything looks good in the mobile as well. Everything looks good. We're going to make it 22, right? I also want to make sure there are no paddings everywhere, right? So that there are like 20 pixels of padding in there. So I'm going to grab this and make this 0. This looks good, right? Awesome. So we have this form in there in mobile as well, and we also have this in the desktop mode. Okay, so let me just go ahead and create and just give you the preview of how this is going to look when you have that pop-up in option in there. So when you click on this, it's going to give you that pop-up which looks amazing, right? And you can scroll through it. The pop-up is going to remain there. It should work on every mode. Awesome, it's going to work. Let me just get into the mobile mode and see how it's going to work. When I click on this, awesome, the pop-up comes up beautifully. I can fill in my details in there. I can fill in my email. I can fill in my phone number. Everything just looks freaking fantastic. Okay, awesome. So in this case, right, this looks very, very beautiful. So now I'm also going to create a thank you page, right? So let's go ahead, let's go to the funnels that we're building, and now I'm going to create a thank you page, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on that pop up, right? I'm going to click on that form, and then as you can see here in the form, in this general settings, you will be able to see button action, right? There's something also called as advanced, right? Here is basically to just use CSS, but here, you can basically, what you do is you can redirect something, right, of what happens when people fill this form. There's an option in the header itself. If you do not want people to go to a thank you page or X, Y, and Z page, then that's fine. You can also display a message in the form builder, right? Which again I have covered into the form video altogether, so make sure you watch that. But if you want them to go to the next page, right, what you can do is you can get them a redirect action, and you can go to use action from the form builder, which basically means the form builder is going to show you a message. You can go to a URL. Let's say you want them to go to a completely different URL once they sign up. That's also possible. Or you want them to go to a next page inside the same funnel, then that's what also you can do. So I'm going to click on go to the next page because that's what I want, right? And at the same time, I'm going to go proceed forward on the funnel, and then I'm going to create something called let's say a thank you. This is also going to be a calendar page, an appointment page, so I'm going to show that to you as well. Calendar appointment, and this is going to be for the next part, which is going to be the third part, right? In the third part, we are going to create a calendar, also going to create a complete automated automation system, including a pipeline where you can literally track what's happening with the lead, and even if they have a no-show, we're going to flush them out of the system as well, right? So this is going to be download, or not download, grab your book, or let's say thank you. Awesome. So we're going to create the funnel step. So now we have this, and we want them to just basically, go ahead and just go to the next page. That's it, right? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the existing, but I don't think it's required. So I'm going to create on a blank page, or I'm just going to a new tab, right? I quickly wanted to help you understand a quick psychology, which is also going to help you get better qualified emails. The reason for this is because a lot of people know that when they give a junk email into your email form, right, then they're still going to go to the next step because email is not going to verify whether the email is correct or not, right? So what you're going to do is we're going to add a text, and we will caution them that, hey, let's just add a text in there. Cool. So yeah, I just added a text in there, and now here I'm going to let them know that, hey, please submit the best email, right? So here, of the ebook, right? So this basically tells them that, hey, only if you give your best email which you are accessing and operating, then we can send you the copy of the ebook into email. Which basically means if they give you a spam email or an email which is not really the right email and just some text, in that case they are not going to get the ebook, right? So even though that is going to be registered as a lead into your system, but they will not get the benefit. So probably to get the email, right, or to get the ebook, they're going to come back again, and then they're going to give you a legit email so that you can send them that ebook, and then they can download it from their system or their account, the email account, right? So that's how you can use a bit of customer psychology to understand and then operate based on that. Okay, so here I'm just going to make it 12, not 12, I think 18 is good. Also 16 is fine as well. Right, I just want to make it center aligned a bit. Okay, Yep, I think that's pretty much right. That's good, because what happens is what we have seen, when you give them everything readily available or download link on the next page, then probably they are not going to proceed forward and give you your legit email or the best email, because they are going to know that I can give anything in the email format and the form will redirect them to the next page, and then they can basically download it for free, right, without them giving you the correct email ID, which is not beneficial for you because you wanted that email ID so desperately, right? So now what you're going to do is, now since you have written this and you're going to follow this, I'm going to show you how to create the automation. So everybody now who reads this will be able to understand that, hey, if I do not give my best email or the email which I'm already using it, then even when I put details, I will not be getting that ebook, because that's going to be sent to my email. And if they don't have the access to it, or it is not a legit email, then they don't get it, right? As simple as that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that because that's super important, right? So okay, so we are now at the thank you page, which basically means that you're just going to add the logos and everything in there, and just make sure this is branded well. So there's going to be an image in there. Just going to make myself go down. This is, let's say, going to be 115. I don't know if that I think that's a lot. 100 is good, right? And then we're going to add just the logo. I'm just going to doing a quick build of the thank you page so that people can just see it, right? Okay, cool. So we just have the logo in there. It's going to be again left centered, so that's 140, right? Now we are also going to add a text in there, which is going to be in headline. I also want to copy the CSS in case you don't know the CSS. I've already given this CSS to you. Just make sure that you go ahead and watch my CSS library. You will be able to find it. Okay. Congratulations. Right. I'm just going to add a subhead line or a paragraph probably. ebook, right, guide to your email inbox. This is just to make sure that, hey, they understand what they're getting. So this is again not going to be available into this download link. And then make sure, and there's going to be some paragraph. Make sure to check your spam folder as well, because that's also sometimes lands on that spam folder as well, right? I'm going to keep it at, let's say, 16, and then I'm going to give it a padding of 10 pixels. I'm going to give a padding of the main the subhead line to about 20 pixels, and I think that's pretty much it, right? I'm just going to make it, and then 20, I'm just make it 20. Awesome. So now I'm also going to add an image to this. Let me just add an image, and then I'm going to add the actual visual presentation of that ebook. Okay, so this is going to be an ebook, which is going to be this one, and let's see, I convert it to 400. Right, congratulations, you got it, you got the deal, man. Right, this is amazing. This is going to be on the ebook. I think that's pretty much it, right? So this is what we are going to do. There's nothing else. Is there anything else? We will do a lot of things in there, basically, right? We are going to create an absolutely a call booking appointment, right? So an appointment, a calendar page just below this. We're going to extend this thing and then add an appointment page as well. But yeah, let me just add one section of the bottom as well. So go section template. There's a footer as well. I just want to make sure that I copy the color in there. Awesome. So just want to adding the color at the bottom just to make it a footer. Kind of gives it a feel of, a thank you page and all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just make it a bit of mobile optimized. So this needs to be duplicated. This needs to be only on mobile, this needs to be only on desktops, and this we can centralize it. So that's it. Congratulations, is like it seems to be too big, so we'll make it 34, and this looks beautiful. Instead of this, we're going to make it 18, and I think this is already 16 is fine. I think that's good. So yeah, so we got the lead generation funnel built. We have the lead generation funnel here. There's a pop-up which basically works, gives you the pop-up details, and the pop-up is already set to go to the next page, and this is the next page, the thank you page. This is not it. On the third part, we are also going to create a calendar below. We're going to give them an offer that, hey, why they should book a free call with us through the calendar, and then we are going to create the entire workflow automations, triggers, and at the same time create a complete pipeline just for this. But let me just proceed forward and showcase to you how can you create the automations to deliver your ebook, right, or your product. So first of all, I have the ebook with me, which is a PDF format. I'm going to go to sites, as you can see here. Right, you can see I'm on the sites. Now I'm going to go to the media section here because I need to upload that PDF. So I'm going to upload my PDF at the same time, and let me just go to the specific folder. I'm going to upload this. So this is basically uploading my PDF. Now what's this going to do here is this is going to give me a link. So when I right click on this, it's going to give me a link. I'm going to get that link, and then if I just see that link, it is that ebook which is providing me. So this is the ebook which I'm getting here, even though this is a demo ebook, but you got what I wanted to explain you, right? So yeah, we got this. Now we're just going to go back, and we are now going to go to automations. Super important, make sure you watch this thing completely. In this automations, right, you have to create a new automations here. So automations are basically workflows, which basically means that you have your automation, email sequences, you have triggers, you have awaiting periods, you have 10 different things to work together. So when everything works together, they call it a workflow, which is really fantastic and on top of the world. So of course there are a few recipes that you can use, but I'm not going to use an recipe. I'm just going to use something that's customized 100%. So that's going to be start from scratch. I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're going to click on start from scratch. Okay, cool. So this is the interface of the workflow. I'm going to help you walk through everything step by step. So make sure that you completely focus on this, right? First things first is the name of the workflow. I'm going to call it a lead gen ebook, right? Delivery, right? Just to make sure that I understand what I'm doing, right? Then you have this builder, right? This builder has something called as triggers, and then trigger will have some actions, right? So what is a trigger and what is action? A trigger is something like a switch, right? So you have a switch, and then you have an action that happens when you turn on that switch. It can be a switch for a bulb, and that will emit light. It can be a switch for your garage that will open the garage. It can be a switch for your car that's going to turn on the ignition of your car. So depending on which switch you turn on or you press the trigger, in that case it's going to give you a complementary action, which is what is related to, and that's what you're going to build on this from scratch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add a new trigger, which is I'm going to add a switch, and this is going to be form submitted. So there was a form that we created just in front of you guys, and now it's going to be form submitted. This is going to be a lead gen form, right? That's how I will be able to know that. And then I'm going to add a filter. Why I'm going to add this a filter? The reason for this is because I want to target, I want the switch, right? Whenever I turn on this switch, right, it should understand that, hey, I want this switch to be turned on specifically for this form alone. I don't want this switch for all the form. So let's say you have 10 different bulbs or 10 different light bulbs in your home, right? And you do not want one switch to turn on all the bulbs in your home. Do you want that? Probably not, right? If you do not want all the bulbs to be turned on, in that case, let's say you want only one particular bulb to be turned on. In that case, you want to select which bulb is that going to be, which light source is that going to be. So here we're just selecting that light source. So in this case, we're going to select the form is, then it's going to give you all the forms which are there in your account. So the way an electrician connects your switch to all the bulbs and then selects which bulb you want to turn on based on the trigger of that switch, the same way this is going to give you all the forms which are available in there, and then you can select which one do you want to get triggered when somebody puts in their details. I hope that's clear. That was the simplest way to make you understand. I hope that you understood it. If you're still facing problem, comment in the description box, in the comment box, and I'll be glad to help you out. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to select this lead gen part 2 funnel form, which is what we created, right? So now a form submit trigger is going to get fired only when someone submits a form on this particular form, right? That's pretty much it. Now make sure you click on save triggers, right? So now as you can see, the trigger lead gen form is created. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to tag that form, add contact that. It's super important because when you add tags to your leads, your tags, then you can separate them based on the tags. Okay, so let's say you're going to segregate a few things, or you're going to make sure that only these tags are going to get. So let's say your friends come in, right? Let's say you have a house party, okay, and everyone is invited in your house party. There are a few people who are your friends, there are a few people who are your family members, and there are a few people who are your colleagues, okay, in your office. So you want to tag people that, hey, these people who are coming in through this route, which is my college or my school friends, they're going to be tagged as a friend, right? Everybody that comes in via my school or via my, let's say, college, via my office, right, or my company, my business, is going to be termed as colleagues. And anyone that comes through my native relationships, that's going to be termed as family members, right? That's how you can segregate people, even though they are the same place. You can segregate them. These are my friends, these are my colleagues, and these are my family members, right? That's how you do it. I hope that you're able to understand that. So that's going to be a tag. So when you click on that tag, it's going to show you the tag which is currently available, which basically means that you have created them at some point in the past. So now I do not have the tag which I want, so I'm going to click on add a tag or type search. That's just not there. So just write that tag, right? This is going to be, let's say, form lead, something like that. Okay, add a new tag. Okay, this is going to create a new tag for you, which is called as form lead. So anybody who fills up this form is going to call as form leads. Okay, now you're going to click on save actions. A tag is being added to everyone that comes in. I also want to make sure that I get notified every time a leads comes in. So I'm just going to click in there, and then I'm going to add notifications. Okay, so this is going to add an internal notification to me that, hey, somebody just signed up, or somebody just got a new, signed up for your form or for your ebook, right? So this can be of 3 different times. You can send the internal team email notifications, just app notifications, and then SMS notifications. Okay, so I'm just going to add an app notifications. For that, you need to have the app installed. Title is going to be lead form submitted, which is going to be SMMA, social media marketing ebook. Simple as that. Okay, then you're going to call is that, hey, form submitted, details. This is basically just of email as notification to me. Contact name, it's just name. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on this tag thing, and then it is a custom values contact. You can add their full name to it, right? Full name, email. You can click on in there, and you can add an email. You can add the phone number. Cool. So you have the form submitted details, the name, email, phone number. Okay. Watch. I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Go to get into the system to learn more. Okay. So yeah. Then whenever that notification comes in your smartphone, right, you need to have a redirect. So when somebody clicks on that notification, then what exactly you want them to go to, right? So there are a few things. You're going to take them to the contact which is created, the conversation, opportunity. We're not going to create an opportunity, so just we're going to create and contact. So contact is created. Now to the user type, who gets notified? All users, which basically means everyone in your team which is in there in this account get notified. Do you want that? Probably no if you have a lot of team members. Particular user assigned to the contact, so we don't have a user assigned, so it's going to be a particular contact. Let's say I'm going to just add it to myself, right? That's it. I'm going to click on save action. Awesome. Now I'm going to send an email, right? An email to the person who signed up, right? From is going to be, let's say, my name, Pritam Bhadra. Email, it's going to be, let's say, pritam@pritamhadra.com. Subject is going to be download free copy, social media marketing ebook. Okay, and then I'm going to write hey, and then I'm going to use a contact which is the full name. Hey, full name, thanks for signing up for the SMM free ebook case study. Ebook case study. Here's the download link, and then you're going to give your download link to that, which is going to be this. But what you can do is download. You can just write download here, right? And then you can basically select the entire thing to create a link, right? So what you can do here is, instead of, what you can, let's say you copied the link of the storage, right? Let's say this is the storage link. Now instead of just adding this link here, which does not look good, you see this does not look good. So instead of that, I'm going to select, click, or I can say download here. I can just copy the entire thing, and then I can click on this little icon called as add link. It's going to add the input URL, and let's say it's going to add a new window, which is fine. I'm going to click on that. Awesome. Download link. Thank you. Pritam Bhadra PB. This, right? So that's about how you create the everything. So hey, contact name, right? Thanks for signing up for the social media marketing free ebook case study. Here's the download link. Thank you, Pritam Bhadra, PB Digital. Of course, amazing. You can also test it with an email, right? And send a test email. You can do that, but I will not do that in this case. I'm just going to click on save action. That's pretty much it. That's how you do it. You can also add them to an opportunity if you want it, which is that you can click on this. You can click on opportunity, create an update opportunity, but I don't want it as of now. I just want this to be an form. I'm going to create an opportunity when somebody books an appointment with me through a calendar, which I'm going to show you on the next part, right? But here, let's go to the settings part and let's understand everything in depth. Allow re-entry, which basically means they can, if they leave the workflow, then they can re-enter. I don't think that is required now. Stop on response, which means that if they respond to an email, then the automation stops. We really do not have anything for the automation going, so let's this not be the case. Account time zone, right? And then your specific time. We do not need any specific time because we're going to deliver it instantly, and I believe everybody who is filling up the form want that instantly, so we don't want that as well. So we just want to click on from drafts to published. Make sure that that is option. That option is toggled on, because if you do not make it toggled on publish, then what will happen is you might be wondering what exactly happened. I did everything but it didn't work out, right? So that's going to happen. Click on save. Awesome. Let's go back. Awesome, guys. So we have that email, as you can see, lead gen ebook delivery being set. We have the funnels also being set, right? I'm just going to preview it. I'm just going to preview this as well. Awesome. So we have that landing page done. When somebody clicks on it, they get a form. Let's say I fill up my details. I agree, and I click on the book. I'm going to redirect it to the second page, which is going to thank you page, and the automation is going to get triggered. Let's go to the ebook. Enrollment history. As you can see here, my details are here. Details are here. Email, finished, action available, execution logs. As you can see here, add to the workflow, executed, right? So I was executed in there, and then internal notification was sent, email was sent, details there, and the workflow got finished. This was published. Awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, that's how you create an entire workflow automation. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you will gain a lot of value from it. In the next video, in the next part, basically, I'm going to create an appointment calendar. Then I'm going to add it to the thank you page so that people can book an appointment, everyone who becomes a lead. After that, I'm going to create a workflow automation for them to do everything. I'm going to create an opportunity, create a pipeline, and then showcase you if they do not sign up for the pipeline, how can you remove them from the entire system as well. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next one as well.